Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Milky Nights review. Today is our first game review, actually, and I would like to introduce my co-host,
It's me, Ben.
hostess.
I got coffee. I'm tired.
Yep,
And
and
I'm Eric, your local nothing.
I
Yeah,
get
he's
that.
nothing.
All right, so today we are going to review a game that was praised by so many. Like, seriously, I see on Xbox all the time, the so-and-so game is a masterpiece, 90 out of 100, and 9 out of 10, and 10 out of 10. And Ben, would you like to say what that game is?
QuantumBreak. Spoilers ahead,
Yep,
obviously, while you're listening to this. If you don't want spoilers.
yep.
Um, you want to go ahead and lead us off?
All right, sure. So this game, it's a game about time travel. Well, not really time travel. It's more like time powers. Like, I can't even remember the
Oh,
storyline
there is
really.
time
He was
travel.
trying to, yeah, they were making a machine. Him, I can't remember their names. The main character and the main bad guy. They were making a machine. Or Ben, why don't
Like
you explain it? Because I think you
jackals
can
or
explain it
something.
better.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, his brother made a machine go to the past, and his friend had basically taken that machine, gone to the past, gotten like had developed a giant company that then tried to hunt down his brother over the course of 17 years to the point where he made the machine. It's like this one giant time loop. And basically they're trying to stop the end of time itself. It's basically the whole concept.
hmm And you have like time superpowers that you have to use against them to go and save the day. And this game is praised by so many people. And when we pre-ordered it, I was looking forward to it so much because it was made by the same company that made Alan Wake. And honestly, my favorite part of the game were the Alan Wake can't think of the references.
Easter eggs.
Easter eggs, yeah. Yeah, that was my favorite part of the game. Ben, why don't you say what you thought about it first?
Um it was it had potential, let's put it that way. It it felt like the story just kind of not not really fleshed out. Didn't quite feel
hmm
as like it was fully there. You could tell they're really building for a sequel. It's like, why didn't you just focus on the game you're in right now? It just felt a little
Yeah.
lackluster. I don't know. It just wasn't that great to me.
hmm What about you, Eric?
I really liked the game. Then I got to the ending, and I just had to delete it afterwards. Like it was horrible. The ending was horrible. The
hmm
story didn't add up that well. Like Ben said, made for a prequel, and they didn't focus on the game itself. They just prepared for the next game.
Yep.
It
Now
even
for oh, sorry,
oh,
go.
go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, no, I was gonna go into me, so you go.
Uh, okay, well, like just it it had a cliffhanger at the end too. I mean,
hmm
yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's hard to. It was good, but you know,
Yeah. Okay, so for me, I hated it. Because at first I was like, when we first started playing that first mission, that first act, I was like, all right, this game is gonna rock. It started off, we were walking in campus, going to the time machine. You see like an Alan Wake Easter egg. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Then you get your first time power and you're starting to play and you're like, this is gonna rock. And then you get halfway through the game and you're still using time powers to either freeze time or kill someone, and the characters still aren't fleshed out. You still don't care about any characters. And then you have to sit through a 30-minute episode of a TV show every once in a while if you want to keep track of the storyline. And the actors were not the best. And the ending sucked. And I just really hated that game. I hated it. Okay,
I
so since we're not. Oh, I was gonna.
Oh, I
Okay,
was
do
gonna
you
say
wanna.
I I liked the whole episode thing. I prefer just to watch like an actual just show instead of play the
Yeah.
game. Um, for some reason, I keep hearing people say they like it, and maybe we just overlooked it. Like they say, there's things like they pulled like a recording of somebody quoting Shakespeare and put it from the radio for like all the enemies, and it was playing on the radio, and they're all like, "How do you shut that off? How do you shut that off?" They said in the actual episode, they're like, "Sir, we don't know how to shut it off." So I never saw anything quite like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It felt
No.
like I said, it had a lot of potential. It just didn't quite live up to like what I thought it would be. If they made a second one, I would play it only if. Okay, I would have to wait at least like a week or two to see some good, actual reviews. But I really wanted this game to be good, and I hope they do make a second one. They fix that.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to buy the
other-
second one
sorry.
until I see the reviews.
Yeah. One other thing I wanted to say was the collectibles was another big problem of mine. And I'm gonna talk about Alan Wake first. In Alan Wake, there was two collectibles. There was a coffee thermos, which all it did was you just collected coffee thermoses because he was a writer. And then there was pages of the book that he was writing, and it helped you understand the story. And it was just a small little page. There was only like 50 of them in the entire game. Oh my God, this game! There was an email about every 10 seconds you would find a new email to read, and it'd be like 10 pages long. No one could sit around and read that all day. I just hated the collectibles.
It's funny because you think about it, all that stuff like you gotta sit down and read. And I wish it was just in the story itself. I mean, there's a whole journal from his brother from like all like the 16 years when he traveled back in time, how he tried to stop 9/11 and everything else. And it's like, why don't you at least mention that in the game? At least a little bit. I mean, it's kind of funny coming from a guy who plays Destiny and like all the Grimoire is like on cards that you read. But at the same time, that game is like the cards are the world is a different story from the game you're playing. I'd be fine if they did that. Like everything you had to read in the game didn't necessarily pertain specifically to the story you're playing. Story you're playing will be a separate, instance, and the story you're reading is a whole different story. But it's still in that world. That would be fine. But I just feel like they put too much in text and in collectibles and stuff. Not everybody's going to feel like sitting down and reading all that.
I know. I remember reading one email. It was probably the longest one ever. We were just me, Ben, and Eric. Whenever a good single comes out, we'll all together at the same time and we'll talk to each other over Xbox and just go through it. And I remember laughing so hard because I was scrolling down an email and I kept scrolling and I kept scrolling and I kept scrolling, and it was like about 25 pages long. And I was just getting so upset with that game. It made me so mad. Okay, since we're all not really loving the game, let's not talk about the things we hated. Let's talk about the best thing of the game. Ben, why don't you start? What was your favorite thing in the game?
Like I said, I like the concept. The idea that they had with the whole, just the story itself, plus the episodes included, the choices you made. I feel like that was awesome. I just wish they're, bit more influential, the choices you made. And they weren't just on the nose. Instead of like, here, click A, click B. I wish it was something like you had to do within the game. Like, I chose to do this, even though they didn't tell me this would affected the story in a major way. It wasn't just like, choose A, B, or C. It was like an actual in-game thing that I did that affected everything. Like, say, I would like lock a door when like nothing told me to. I locked it, but in the next like movie cutscene, they couldn't get through that door. Something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Okay, Eric, what was your favorite thing of the game?
I really liked the gameplay. It was fun using time to kill enemies, but like only for the first few missions. Once you unlocked all your powers, it got bland.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
like for
powers
me.
were really cool.
Oh, sorry.
Going like running super fast and just knocking some enemy out. That was fun.
Yeah. like for me, for example, on the powers, I usually never put on music during a single player game, only on like multiplayer, PvP or PvE. But if like an actual story's developing, I won't put on music. And I remember putting in that game, I was like, all right, let's just play some music. I kept putting on "Time in a Bottle" from by Jim Croce.
Yeah.
Croce, I forget, because of the X-Men Days of Future Past scene with Quicksilver. I just couldn't stop thinking about that whenever like a building would fall and be in slow-mo. All right, but my favorite thing in the game, like I said, was the Alan Wake Easter eggs, which is sad.
How about all that
But,
product placement? All the
Oh my
Nissans, the
gosh.
Windows phones, the Windows tablets, everything.
Yeah,
Every car was a Nissan.
it was. Oh my gosh. All right. So final thing, Ben, what would you rate it 1 out of 10?
I don't know. I would say either a 4 or a 5. I'd say a 5. I'll go with 5 because the idea caught me, but the gameplay just wasn't quite there.
Mm-hmm.
It's
All right,
not
what about
worth
you, Eric?
$60 to me personally.
I'd say 6. Definitely, like Ben just said, not worth $60. Maybe 30.
Yeah. For me, I'd say 4 out of 10.
Wow. I mean, the
I
only
just
reason
wasn't
I
crazy about it.
pre-ordered was it came with Alan Wake, American Nightmare. It's like 2 games for the price of 1.
And Alan Wake, the original, because you got that too, remember?
No,
After
it
it came
didn't
to
come with
back.
that.
Oh, for me, I got a downloadable code for it from QuantumBreak afterwards.
I just got American Nightmare.
Oh, I got
Oh.
Alan Wake too. I got both of them.
Did I miss it? I thought Eric bought it.
Probably. Nope.
Whatever.
No.
Anyways, I have your physical copy, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I know, and I need that back.
You don't need it back now.
I know, but I still want it back. Because it's Alan Wake and it's amazing. And I want my copy. Let's see. So yeah, for some reason, none of us like that game, and I have no idea why people are so crazy about it right now, because I'm like, no, Alan Wake is 10 times better. If you have a choice right now, and you've never played Quantum Break or Alan Wake, go play Alan Wake. That game is so much more developed and so good. It will make your mind boggle with a great, like...
What just happened?
I don't know.
My mic. My mic fell.
Oh my. Now, I just gotta say
Yeah,
this.
so.
As far as the pacing of the story, I was waiting for the story to get started. I feel like
Yeah.
it never got started before, and it just ended. Like, wait, hold on. The story had just started, and then it ended. Like, wait, huh?
Yep.
Like, the entire game was just, like, lead up. And there was no, like, actual middle bit. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah. And I also felt no sympathy for the characters. Did anyone else have that problem? Like, whenever
I had-
it had no good character development. I
Yeah.
couldn't.
Well, I liked one.
I mean, Zavala
couldn't
over
get
there
into it.
was like, what is he?
Yeah.
That game was just weird.
Yeah. Anyways,
Alright, guys, we will see you in the next video. And like and subscribe. And this is Jared signing off.
this is Ben. Eric.
This is Eric. Goodbye.
We will
Eric
see
had
you
a long
next
pause.
time.
okay.
You
See ya.
squires.
Bye.
Alright, bye.